Hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this doesn't work. And maybe I've had too much coffee. The Dallas Cowboys have some life to them after all. We are now in free agency. We've signed somebody. I'm looking at a shadow. I don't know why there's a shadow on it. We've signed somebody. We have actually now broken our cherry. We got a defensive tackle from the Texans, Christian Covington, drafted in 2015, 6th-round draft pick, 6'3", about here, and about 40 pounds heavier than I am. Not as big as I'd like. I'd like a guy about 350, but definitely somebody that can help us. In his 3 years, he's had 65 tackles and 7.5 sacks. Now, I tried to do a live stream when I was at the dump, but it didn't work out too good. Bad signal and stuff. Hopefully the signal's better in here. Let me check and make sure. Hold up. Is the signal bad, guys? Hopefully the signal's okay in here. If it is, give me a thumbs up if it's okay. If it's not, then I'll need to go inside on the set. But this is a good move for the Cowboys. This is, when you think of us signing Earl Thomas, looks good. When you think of us signing Earl Thomas, you're talking about almost $14 million. $14 million is a lot of money of the cap. You're talking about 8%. I don't know what Cody signed for. It's a 1-year deal. Basically kind of a prove-it type of a deal. And one of those ones that I look at, defensive tackles. It was funny because I tried to do the live stream, like I said, when I was at the dump. And somebody said, that's a camp body. Listen, 7.5 sacks in 3 years. That's more sacks than what Randy Gregory's had in his career. Okay? So I like this kind of a move. And when you think of what Rod Martinelli does with people, Rod Martinelli took David Irving, who was an afterthought, a guy that wasn't drafted, a guy who was on a practice squad, and turned him into a beast. Rod Martinelli took guys like Jason Hatcher, who had 3-4 sacks most in their career, turned him into an 11-sack guy. Took a guy like George Selvey, who only had 3 sacks on 4 teams in 4 years, and turned him into a 7-sack guy. So this is a guy that you look at and say there's a lot of potential and definitely fits a need. Now, I don't know what the amount that they signed him for is. I've got to look at it. I have not seen any reports of that yet, and literally just got back here in the shop and wanted to get online and let you guys know. So the Cowboys, they're doing what they did last year. They're looking at this and saying, listen, where are our problems on the team and how can we best fill all of them? Last year, we didn't have any money. We went into the offseason with $19 million, knowing we had to franchise tag DeMarcus Lawrence, knowing we had to go ahead and try and get some wide receivers. You know, they went ahead and let Dez go to save some money. And they ended up bargain basement shopping for wide receivers. But they brought in offensive linemen because they said, where we failed is we didn't have backups for Tyron Smith. Where we failed is we didn't have linebackers to back up Sean Lee. Where we failed is we didn't have enough pass rushers. So they tried to take the money that they had, the resources, and spread them around as much as possible. And instead of saying, let's get one knockout guy that we have to worry about if he can stay on the field, because if he plays 4 games and gets hurt, then where are we? They're figuring the better thing is take that money and spread it around. Okay, let me get another guy that fits our system and our rotation for our defensive line, because we've lost Randy Gregory and David Irving. We never really had David Irving last year, so we can just even say he really wasn't even part of the equation. But we lost Randy Gregory. So now we've added this guy. Seriously, do you watch the Texans? It's part of that defensive line. Texans, 3 years, 65 tackles, 7.5 sacks. Not a camp. How you have a camp body? No. See, this is going back to what I told you guys before about Calais Campbell. Defensive tackles aren't about headlines and big numbers. That's why you don't hear about them. Defensive tackles, their job. This is number one job if you're a defensive tackle. Clog up the middle. It's not about making tackles. It's not about making sacks. It's about keeping the line of scrimmage right there. If a defensive tackle does his job, if he gets 3-4 sacks a season and about 20 tackles, he's doing good. Because his job is the linebackers behind me, they're the ones that are supposed to get the glamour. They're the ones that are supposed to scrape. They're the ones that are going to stay clean. My job is to be the mass in the middle that just keeps the guards from getting to the linebackers. That's it. So you guys say, oh, that's just a camp body. No. Antoine Woods, take a look at his numbers. They're not great numbers. He's not getting 10 sacks. You don't get defensive tackles that are getting 10 sacks. Oh, Austin resigned. Okay, that's actually a surprise. Well, that's good to hear. I'm hearing that the Cowboys have some interest in Golden Tate per Mike Fisher. I don't know if that's true or not. We'll find out if that works or what. So Austin's back. So that's a good thing then too. So the Cowboys are making moves, and the Cowboys' philosophy is instead of one or two big players, let me try and get 6 or 7 good players that we can put into a rotation. If Austin can stay healthy, he'll be a benefit in kick returns and can be a change of pace if he can stay healthy. But that's the problem. He's got to stay healthy. Your best ability is your availability, and I don't care how good you are. If you can't keep him, it doesn't help us any. So I'm happy the Cowboys are making some moves, and I'm glad we didn't bust the bank on getting Earl Thomas. And again, when you think of, okay, for people who are saying he's a camp body, you could have said the same thing about David Irving. You could say, oh, well, that's just a camp body. You could say the same thing about Antoine Woods. Antoine Woods, oh, that's a camp body, but look how he played for us. Covington is a defensive tackle, 6'3", 6th-round draft pick, played for the Texans the last 3 years. He's only 25 years of age. He's had 65 tackles and 7.5 sacks. So, it's not bad. That's a lot of potential. That's a young person, and that's a guy you get into that rotation of guys with Rod Martinelli. But Cam, listen, right now, I don't know how you're talking about he's only going to play 8 or 10 snaps because we have a need for defensive tackles. You realize that, right? We have Tyrone Crawford, we have Antoine Woods, and we have, God, why am I having a brain fart? Collins. And now we have him. So when you start looking at our rotation, we actually don't have a lot of guys to rotate. You know, even if this ends up being more of depth in a guy in the rotation, that's good. Because losing Randy Gregory, David Irving, we're short on the defensive line. Ross, that's what I forgot too. Ross. So, but still, one thing our defense likes to do is rotate guys, send wave after wave after wave after wave, and wear out the offensive line. We have a need. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing them get Justin Houston to come off the edge if they can get him for a reasonable price. Now, all of a sudden, where you're looking at having 2 holes on the defense, you're now looking at that saying that maybe it's a little stronger than it was last year. So I'm happy about that. What am I working on? Talking to you guys at the moment because, well, it's breaking news. South of Heaven was saying the same thing about Austin or about Covington. I'm happy because, you know, the funny thing is, here's the funny thing. A lot of guys are nobodies until they become somebody, until they get into the right system, until they have the right coaches or the right players around them. This is what New England does. New England goes out and they take a guy who's been so-so, or maybe he's had a down year or so, and they put him in a system to succeed, they hold on to him, let him play well, and let him go elsewhere and get paid. So that's a good thing that we're doing. And there must be something on the camera here or something or other. So I keep seeing something funny. Sorry. Um, so that's a good thing that we have, that you're getting people. Because here's what you guys fail to understand. Everybody's looking for a Pro Bowler, an All-Star at all these positions. And the reality is that would be great if you could do it, but you can't afford to do that. It doesn't work that way. But if you can, they're talking about, here we go. Few more big time than DeMarcus Lawrence, their pass rusher, of course. This franchise tag. There been some talks there between the Cowboys and his agent David Cantor. My understanding is nothing is. Austin resigned. The combine, they had conversations. Oh no, just shut up. Oh. Okay, sorry, lost you guys there for a second. Austin is resigned, so we got Austin coming back. We signed a defensive tackle. So right now, the Dallas Cowboys are plugging holes. So right now, what you can look and say is the Cowboys have done this much. We've gone through, we've dissected the body on the season. And the things we realize we have needs in, and even Jerry Jones said this as well. Running back, tight end, defensive line, and safety. Right now, we got tight end, Jason Witten. Running back, you can kind of say maybe Austin, but I still think they still need to do something else. Okay. You can say defensive line, you got one guy in there, and you can also look and say we need a safety. So they're methodically trying to plug all the holes that we have on the team, which is a good thing. You want that. Yes, we did re-sign Trayvon Austin. Somebody, yes, Steffi, somebody at the Star finally woke up. But this is deja vu. This is what the Cowboys did last year. They started out, they just let, hey, you guys, blow your wad. Go spend all the money. Go, have at it. Have a good time with it. And then they methodically went through, and you can say it actually worked because they did find, well, here's the thing. But don't worry about how much cap money we have left. We had 19 going into, before the adjustments of Sean Lee's contract and stuff. They can get plenty of money. They have enough money. Because here's the thing. Until you technically you don't have to redo anybody's contract right now. Okay? You have to get DeMarcus Lawrence done, but if you get his done, you're going to create more cap room. All right? So you do that. If you go ahead and get Amari Cooper's deal done, you can save some more money and grab some more right there. You only need about $7 million to sign your rookie, so you've got enough money right there. The question is, do you want to go ahead and get Dak's contract started right now, which I think you do because it's going to cost you more later. That's where you need more cap room and things. Do you want to go ahead and redo Byron Jones's and all these other ones? So you can buy yourself some time by waiting before you do those contracts. The only one that's imminent that you really need to do sooner than later is DeMarcus Lawrence. Okay, so you get that one out of the way, but you'll create some cap room. I think you go ahead and try and get Amari Cooper's done because you'll create some more cap room there. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to, instead of getting that one big player, they're trying to get multiple ones that fit the system. And that's actually a good thing to do.
But this is essentially the number one free agent in terms of contract when you look at what they paid D Ford. And you give up a second-round pick. He's changing schemes when he's going to San Francisco. He's been injured throughout his career. Really had a career year.
See, we got Michael Anthony Fitness back in the house. Let me do this before. What's up? How much time we got? Okay. I need this piece real quick. Excuse me, guys. I got to cut a piece real quick. But again, if you're just tuning in, the Dallas Cowboys have re-signed Austin. They're supposedly in. Okay.
I'm out there. I hope you.
He's 6'2", 300, 3 technique. Yes.
I don't plan on doing anything but hoping you.
Well, we understand that. Well, what we need right now is. Yeah.
Well, this one can move over
Can
here.
you get that right there and turn on the dust collector? Okay, so we got a defensive tackle, a guy to add into the rotation, 6'3", 6'3", 300 pounds, And we also re-signed Austin. And he's Cowboys crunk. He's got 7.5 in his career in his 3 years. So I'm happy about that. Right.
And his, how many years?
That's more than Randy Gregory has in his career. And I will say that's more than just a camp body for whoever said he's a camp body.
So that's how you get the camp body. Zero across the board. Well, I just started.
So we can calm down. We can calm down a little bit about the Dallas Cowboys are stupid. Their philosophy is okay. Well, here's one way to look at it.
It's all about saving money.
Here's one way to look at it, or I'm going to look at it like this.
Saving money.
Do you think the Cowboys are in a better position than the Washington Redskins right now? Okay. Do you believe that the Cowboys are in a better position to win right now than the Washington Redskins? Because the Redskins spent $84 million to get a safety, and they don't have a quarterback. Okay? Do you think we're in better shape than the New York Giants, who, well, that shouldn't even be a question. And that's not to say that everything's going to work out. Now, the Eagles, they're signing people. They signed another linebacker today. The Eagles, of course, they scare me. The Eagles team depends on one thing and one thing only, and that's the health of Carson Wentz.
The Eagles are the only one that we can actually compete.
Right, and that's where it looks like to be, is it's a two-horse race. And what the Cowboys, I think, are trying to plan for is what they haven't in the past. When you think about in the past where we've had, going back to like having Romo and having T.O. and Jason Witten and DeMarcus where we literally had 7 guys that ate up half of the salary cap. Now, we still have a bunch of guys that are top-heavy on salaries, but what they're realizing is instead of having half of our money tied up with just these guys, we need to have a lot of good players underneath of them. Washington always makes big moves, but they never work out. Okay, Collins is a good safety if you are dealing with teams that are just run football. He's not a cover safety, and that's going to be the Achilles heel for the Redskins on there. And again, they'll probably get rid of Josh Norman. Josh Norman, they just signed him 3 years ago for a boatload of money. Eric Berry, you kick the tires on it and find out how is the leg really on there. But here's the deal. Okay, I'll say this. If you get a lights-out defensive tackle, I'm okay with Xavier Woods, and maybe you look into the draft to get a guy. That's the difference right there. Because those guys will be able to do a lot more than what with the pass rush. It's kind of like the chicken and the egg. You eat the food, guys, I'm blind as a bat. That's one of the reasons why Michael will always have a job, because I'm walking around looking, where's the tape measure? He's like, right there, Dad. Right there in front of you. But I'm happy about Christian Covington tonight.
That's okay, come younger. That's okay, come younger.
Okay.
You said I'm always going to have a job.
Right.
So that's okay, I'm younger.
Oh, right. Because he can find my shit. But he's going to, well, I got to be honest with you. Just don't tell him that, because he has a swollen head. but I actually really enjoy working with him. But don't tell him that.
I wish it was what I was doing all wrong.
Don't tell him that I really enjoy working with him.
I wish I was doing this before I decided to college.
Yeah.
I was,
Because it's because his dad couldn't afford to buy his way to Stanford.
oh yeah, because what is it? Those
Oh boy.
what was it? Those
Yeah.
I
All the,
want you when those stars are getting in trouble for buying those children.
yeah. We know that wasn't gonna happen.
I was
It
doing
ain't that kind of money here.
I was doing this before I went to college.
Shout out to everybody who. Okay, yeah. All of a sudden, quietly, defense. That's good. Think about this now. Remember, Randy Gregory. Between Randy Gregory and David Irvin, we had 8 sacks. You got a guy who's averaged. I mean, he's got 7.5 sacks as a part-time player. He wasn't a full-time player. Oh yeah, Malik Collins is still back. Yeah, I'm glad they got. I'm definitely glad that they got this done. So now we can at least finally say we've done something in free agency.
It's time to go. We're not playing around. That's just who I am off the field.
What are you working on now as you draft, as you prepare for this?
Okay, so question for all you guys that are out here: do you like this live streaming during the daytime in the workshop? Just to kind of at least talk about football and help the day go by faster. 3 solid safeties in the draft and everybody. Well, this draft is full of defensive players, and this is where you kind of start thinking to yourself, if you're the Cowboys, maybe you start thinking that, okay, let's go all in on this year, and with there being so many defensive edge rushers, do you say, let's get one of our picks from the following year and package it up and move into the first round and try and make a move and get a guy that'll be an impact player? What do you think about that, Mike?
I would say just wait because there's going to be somebody number 2.
Well, if you see
It's
somebody,
going to be a safety or a defensive lineman. Someone's going
well,
to
but that's what I'm saying is let's say hypothetically you're the Cowboys, you're sitting there, you've got no picks in the first day, and you have somebody that's a safety or an edge rusher, a guy.
I still want to move, brother.
Cowboys. Sorry that you have to wear safety glasses and hearing protection, man. This is what we deal with all day. I don't know how much the Cowboys deal is, how much it is for Covington just yet, but it's a 1-year deal. So I would imagine, I bet you maybe $5 million or something like that. Do I? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, we do. We live stream during the games. I live stream the Redskin game from the stadium. Games that aren't covered on TV, we end up doing at Lucky Sports Bar and Grill. We did, 3 there this year? 3 games, and the other ones we do from the man cave where we have a round table and stuff. And this year, oh man, this year is going to be even more off the chain. I'm working on the man cave. I've got this new live streaming software, so we're going to have multiple cameras. We're going to have more people that are coming over, so it's going to be like a sports bar. So we'll have a camera like at the bar itself, so you can catch the fans' reaction. We'll have the round table sitting around. Oh, it's going to be cool. We even have the outdoor fire pit with the TV.
What's his name get a job with the Raiders?
Who do?
There was another analyst that works with the Raiders.
Yeah, he's Mike Mayock. Yeah, Mike Mayock went to the Raiders. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's their GM now.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't know he went there.
So yes, we live stream to the point where people are sick and tired of seeing me. In fact, my man E2 is like, I was going to talk about something, but I turned up and Mark Holmes is already on it.
I know. Because you do too much sometimes.
I think I'm turning my son into
I'm not blaming you for what you do, but it's like if you already talking about it, I'll get maybe 50 views on it.
It's funny. My son's a hater. Don't nobody love me anymore.
Well, I'm not going to do any Shawshank Redemption nods here like you. I'm not as good as you.
Well, you know what I need to do though, Mike? Is I need to just put you on the payroll as part of the show.
I messed up on this one.
How'd you mess up?
Because I put the hole in it. It was close to this one, so then there's nothing there for it to grab and go too far.
Okay. Then just put a clamp on this one then. And we'll rely on it.
Remember this one
Just
that I
put
messed
a bar
up on.
clamp on it. That's okay.
Hopefully we won't see this.
Taken care of. He just got re-signed. Yeah. Austin re-signed. Okay. As well as us signing defensive tackle Covington.
I'm okay with that.
So I'm cool. And again,
Austin's a good
well, see,
runner.
if you do happen to sign a Houston, or if you, let's say you get a Trey Boston or something like that. Now, in fact, actually, if you do that, if you end up getting a safety right now, you can look at the draft totally different. You can go in and say, what is the best player? Yeah, Cam Fleming, we talked about that yesterday, which Cam Fleming was one of those signings that we did last year that people were like, who? But those are the kind of signings that make a difference because for those 3 games that he played for Tyron Smith, he played good enough that we could win. We didn't have Claiborne going off, like we did the year before. So these are, he did okay. Okay, Cowboys crunk. Let's make no mistake about it. He's not Tyron Smith. I didn't say that, but he's not getting paid like Tyron Smith. But he was a hell of a lot better than Chaz Green. You understand what I'm saying? That was one of those ones where, no, it's not Tyron Smith, but you're only dropping down to here as opposed to dropping down to here where we were Chaz Green. So that's, to me, a win. And that's where you start looking at it and saying, is getting Earl Thomas up here, great player and stuff, worth the 3 other guys that I can get that are good players that help out in depth? And that's where the Cowboys did that calculation and said, no, there's too much risk of Earl Thomas not being on the field.
Yeah, because he had three years he had.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Well, but think about it. See, Cam Fleming is one of those guys that he blocked for Tom Brady the year before in the Super Bowl.
But the problem is that's what happens.
So that's where you look at these things and say, okay,
That's the problem.
that's a win.
That's the problem, though. See, you got lucky with them. But most of the time, these guys, even the coaches, when they leave New England, that is no good.
Right.
We got
It's
lucky
the
with
system.
them. That's what it is, because they can make bombs into superstars. That's how it.
That's how they do it. Yeah, and Mike is 100% right on that. It's about having.
What happened to the coach that went to Detroit?
Oh, Patricia. Oh man, he's showing up late for practice.
And then that black quarterback they had that went to.
You had
I forget the black
also
quarterback.
too. I'm trying to think of Josh McDaniels. When he left and went to Denver, he screwed that system up too. So yeah.
And Garoppolo got hurt.
Oh, Garoppolo. I think that's going to be one that we look at. It's going to be a bust.
He stole money.
He's the modern day Scott Mitchell.
But he
And
benefited from New England.
And I think Kirk Cousins is going to be another one of those ones that you're going to look back and say, yeah, that wasn't a good deal.
Yeah, but at least he's getting paid. And we're not
So-
paying the bill.
Yeah, Austin being the veteran minimum. If he can stay healthy and do kick returns, I'm okay with that. And occasionally, have him in a reverse in the back.
I say this much: if they're going to pull, we had that monster run, we would probably won that against the.
When he came back to the playoffs, he played real well.
Yeah, no. If it's going to the pool, he would have had 6
You know me. I'm the
in the Rams game, and we would have probably won that game.
People have called for help. So why haven't you called? What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
There was nobody there for daylight,
I lost everything.
but that groin was bothering him.
To pick up the phone.
That was to say that we would still got screwed in the Rams.
So, Cowboys Crunk, I apologize that it's so noisy in the man cave here, but I can't quit my day job. I got to pay the bill. As much as I would love to be able to use YouTube here and just make that covering the Dallas Cowboys my gig, well, unless they fire like Ian Rappaport and say, Mark Holmes, can you come take his place? I got to work my day job. Well, that'll be interesting to see if he can take care of the slot. But again, the problem with him is he's got to stay healthy. More than anything else, you need him to be healthy. Sean Jackson, he got a boatload of money to go back. Have fun with Covington, ha ha ha. Okay.
When did he get cut? Was it before they went to the Super Bowl?
They traded him.
Was it before the Super Bowl?
No, it was just 2 weeks ago.
I'm talking about him. I'm talking about when he was there the first go around.
He didn't get cut. He got traded from Tampa Bay.
No, I'm talking about because he's coming back to the Eagles.
Right, he got
That's why I
traded
said,
back.
was this before the Super Bowl when
No.
he was the first go around?
No. He was no. They just Tampa Bay just traded him.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when they went to the Super Bowl, was he on the team or not? That's what I was asking.
Really? Wait a minute, Cowboys Crunk. You might be working at Fort Belvoir? Seriously?
That's up the street.
Dude.
My dad's over there.
Dude. Seriously. You mean would you be moving to Fort Belvoir or would you be just going there and commuting back and forth again?
Fort Belvoir is nice.
Five individuals that, when I was 12, 8 years
Least
old.
when I was-
You'd move here
Get up. Instead of you going to hang out with your friends, we're going to go to this park.
or commute?
And, I was able to keep
I'm like, call him.
Who's the wide receiver we got from the Falcons about 2 months ago? Nobody.
No, my question about him was he there when they went to the Super Bowl?
I kind of look at it as a Olympian trapper.
Tampa Bay?
I'm talking about, I said Deshaun Jackson.
He was with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay didn't go to the Super Bowl?
No, I was asking if he was with the Eagles when they went to the Super Bowl.
No.
That's what I was asking.
No, he went from the Eagles to the Redskins for like 3 years and then went to Tampa Bay.
That's what I was asking.
Oh, no. Okay. My bad. I didn't
I don't know much about him other than him being with the Redskins.
He was with the Redskins for like 3 years and didn't do much. And then he went to Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay decided, that's gonna be one of those ones that I think they're gonna look at and say it's too much.
We just felt Joe was a good fit for us. Really feel like.
And look at how would you like to be Denver? How many years? Every year Denver's looking for
System and we're very successful.
Oh damn, deputy commander for damn Cowboys Crunk.
See, we could.
Well, if that's the case, then you know where you can be on Sundays.
Dad.
You know where you can be on Sundays, right, Cowboys Crunk? What?
We could be Denver right now if Dak Prescott got on that plane. Because they
Yeah.
would have definitely picked up Dak Prescott instead of Lynch.
Yeah, Denver.
We could have been easily Denver.
Denver has screwed the pooch when it comes to quarterbacks.
Yeah, but no. See, Dak Prescott lucked out because he would probably be in Denver right now in that cold. If he didn't miss that flight.
Well, he might have had a Super Bowl ring with that defense, though.
That's true. We will be looking for quarterback. And maybe Kellen Moore when he
All right,
start.
so these are.
What you're looking for coming out. But
Ones for this one. Hello, everybody. Mark Holmes here with my son, Michael.
Anthony Fitness.
And as always, thank you guys for joining the workshop.
Wait, one quick thing.
Uh-oh.
Go to my page. I have a post. And if you guys want to contribute,
Oh, okay. I thought he was talking.
no, contribute to the cost of getting a jersey so we can make a plaque for New York Sinking Giants fan. All the information is on there.
He wants to rub it in the face that Odell Beckham has become a Cleveland Brown. So if you want to donate to helping buy a jersey and a plaque to present to Rashid
During the draft.
during
In
the
front of
draft.
all you Cowboys fans.
And I think they'll be able to win with him. Big deal for them is wide receiver.
He's also busted on me, too.
But see, everybody I talked to about the idea, they say it's a good idea.
All right, let's get this idea of getting this glued up here, too.
That's fine. I got plenty of time for a little haircut.
It's a disaster, right? Not so fast.
Get these big-ass cabinets out the way.
Let me get those clamps.
So my question for you guys is, Reggie Davis. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Again, camp body. Um, what the Cowboys really need right now, a defensive end and a safety are the two biggest needs, and of course, always depth and a special team standout. If you can get that, then we're golden.
Gets the receivers to him. Now, here we come to the close. Hey, we've had a great 4 days here.
Oh, Charlie Casserly.
So I want to put this hat on. See, NFL hat, improvising a little bit. I want to tip my hat. Who do I want to tip my hat to? Let's start with the 3 studs we got that come every day.
Charlie Casserly.
You got Ian, you got Mike Garafolo, and Tom P. Great job right
I think he needs to go to the retirement home. I honestly think Charlie Casserly has passed his shelf life. Safety, edge rusher are my 2 things right now. If we can do those 2 things, then we're in really good shape. Barry, you've got to definitely check and make an incentive-laden contract because he's had heel issues. He's only played 3 games in the last 2 seasons.
The hosts don't always get all the airtime.
Sure. I like the way you backtrack on that. But,
Charlie Casserly's a freaking idiot.
Nick has earned the respect of his teammates, coaches, ownership, and fans wherever he has
Earn
been.
the respect.
And we look
Nick
forward to
Foles.
his building of relationships
You never know, it might
here
work
in
out.
Jacksonville
I
beginning
don't think they
today.
went to the Super Bowl.
People Nick has worked with, from coaches,
That might be an upgrade for what they had.
All right, Nick Foles is being introduced.
That bone.
calling them our
Yeah, Tony Brown was a better pickup than Nick Foles.
If we get some, okay.
no mistake today.
You get more value out of Tony Brown than Nick Foles.
Who would I pick in the second round? Well, that's going to depend on what we do between now and then. If we sign a safety, then we look at an edge rusher. If we sign an edge rusher and a safety, then you look at the best player available.
I think they're going to look at defensive line.
And with the
Grass with
concept
so
of
many
team
guys.
above self,
Um,
our goal is to bring
Mark Allen, you're preaching to me. I believe in that beast number 1 technique guy, but the Cowboys don't value it. They never have. But to me, that is the key because you want to control the middle of the field. When you control the middle of the field, you control the field. And the Cowboys have never really cared about it. Look, this.
What about here? This okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Can I bring my crew?
Bring them. We meet again.
That's good.
There you go, bring that promotion.
So what we'll do, you gotta get your hair cut. When you come back, then we'll start making the face prints on this. Okay, so the only ones that are left will be the one over the refrigerator, and I need to double check the size on that one, and the cabinet that this goes into, because right, and then we can go through.
At least you have that one to make the measurements.
When I heard the stats about literacy by 4th grade being a big market
Actually,
for
you know what we
success,
can do?
sold.
It's really about bridging that gap.
Covington, hey, I'm happy with that. Yes, we re-signed Austin. Okay, so here's what we've done thus far in preseason. Okay, We went through and we said, listen, we've got holes in certain places. Tight end, we need improvement in there. So they went ahead and, Jason Witten, you can say that's not or not. Boy, that's a big difference. Either Bahrain, Australia, or Fort Belvoir. Damn, that none of those are anywhere close to the same. Get Fort Belvoir, Cowboys crunk, because then when we do the road trips with the RV, we could just get an extra long one. I mean, like a 2-bedroom one or something. Just got on. What happened? Cowboys have re-signed Tavon Austin. Okay. And they have signed Covington, defensive tackle, 6'3", 300-pound defensive tackle from the Texans, drafted in 2015. Some sign of life. And that's what I said, Robert, that if you end up getting, you've got to really look and see, is he going to be able to play? I mean, he was a 6-time All-Pro, but the problem with him is lately it's been the heel after the cancer. I would say look at Justin Houston. Justin Houston, if you got that as an edge rusher, maybe you look at another safety in the draft. Or maybe we get lucky and Xavier Woods steps up and maybe you find somebody else to take Jeff Heath.
How much Golden Tate asking for? That's the question.
I think Golden Tate's stock kind of went down because he didn't show. I don't think he has the speed that he had before. I think he's slowing down. I'm not sure about Golden Tate.
My question is the number.
Mimsy, you are always so negative. You know what? I'm gonna give Alan Hearns a chance for maybe for no other reason as he literally had his leg ripped the fuck off and still held onto the ball. That's some guts because I got to be honest with you. That ball, that ball would have went everywhere. That right there showed me that is a guy. Maybe his body just locked up on it when that happened. I don't know. But I'm willing to give that guy the benefit of the doubt because that guy has experience. And now,
I want to give Austin a chance.
and now, because he still had, listen, Hearns was not the focal point. And when he was first brought in, he was supposed to be the guy on the offense, right? But we found out he's not a number one. Okay? Hearns had 20 receptions during the season, and it was not great. 300 yards, 14.8 average. I think that you can do something with him. You have Michael Gallup that's able to go deep. You have Amari Cooper who can go ahead and play in the slot. You can go ahead and do some stuff with him. Don't sleep on him. When you start talking about going to get Golden Tate, I think he's on the downhill side. He's, been around for quite a while. I'm okay with not getting that guy, okay? I'd rather go ahead and try and see what we can get out of Hearns, who's going to be motivated to get back out there. Yeah, well, Golden Tate shouldn't get paid like he thought. He's getting up there. He didn't do jack.
Yeah, but he might be able to do something with him for the right price.
Right.
If nothing else, for depth.
Well, yeah, that's the, I'm sorry, it's real small. Something Lives. That's two good keys right there. One, we have a better core of wide receivers starting out the season than we did last year. Two, we don't have, thank God we don't have Linehan anymore. So those are two things that should work to our advantage. Well, Omar, hold on. Before you go through and condemn the guy, understand he just got here with everybody else who still had a piece of masking tape on their helmet with their name on it. Okay? Nobody in the first half of that season looked good. That offense looked pathetic. We had so many drops and misreads and bad routes and everything else. It took time for people to get together. Hearns was playing better at the end of the season. It wasn't like he started out poor and he played poor throughout. That's where you start looking and saying some of that is having time in the system. And the other part of that will be is as the offense starts doing better, as your offensive line is more consistent because we ended up not having Travis Frederick there. Then we had Zach Martin who had a bad wheel. And then you had Tyron Smith out there. As that offensive line gets better and is more consistent with running the ball, what you're going to have is you're going to have more people crowding the line of scrimmage, and it's going to make it easier for those wide receivers. And the time in the system alone will make them better. You're better off having a guy who's now in his second year in the system than bringing somebody else who's aging like Golden Tate and try and change them to fit your system.
My heart's pounding in my chest just to
Take a pat on Houston.
be a part of this community.
My heart pounding in my chest.
Nick Foles getting paid.
Just allowing me to be a part of the Jaguars.
Well,
I want things
what you're gonna here's the thing that you're gonna notice that's gonna be different for next year is
for just working this last week.
Mike is painting the cabinets red. Okay, he's not painting the cabinets red. What you're gonna notice this year is because Amari Cooper played as well as he did, teams realize we got to stop that guy too. So they're gonna put some focus on him, which also means then that they can't put the focus on Zeke Elliott. So Zeke's gonna benefit from that as well. Then what you're gonna notice is because now teams are having to focus on those two guys,
That's what makes a great team. It's what makes a great organization.
that you're gonna see more single coverage on others.
That'll start in April when we get together. Carry on into training camp.
So you're gonna see less teams being able to focus on those guys. So
go on year 8 and be a part of Jackson.
swing. That's how it's gonna be.
I'm not gonna flip it.
Well, we need to put the glue in first.
Well, I know, that's why I say I can flip it from here.
So what you're gonna see is teams are gonna have to focus in on those two guys, which makes it easier for the other guys in the system. Am I going live tonight? Me? Oh, South of Heaven. But Michael maybe. Fire his ass, Michael Anthony Fitness. Man, why everybody want to give me you understand? All these cabinets and all this stuff, somebody has to be the engineer here to understand where it goes.
I just know how to put them together. I can't put these.
You know what, Mimsy? Shut up, Mimsy. I hope they do focus only on Zeke and don't focus on Dak. Because they will lose on that one. They will lose on that. You can sleep on Dak Prescott if you want. But I'm telling you, fourth year for NFL quarterbacks is always the big year. And you can look at how Dak's numbers went. Dak went from being like high 20s in the first half of the season to ending up in the 15 range. The only way that average works is you end up being in the top 10 the second half. So yes, that season was shit to begin with. It was a continuation. It was a continuation of 2017.
I've learned so much about who I am as a person, a player, where I'm just going to be myself. Nothing changes. Like I said, relationships. The team comes first, but you have to know our teammates and get to know them and believe in one another. Every side of the ball to win. So that's very blessed.
This one we're gonna leave on here clean because what I'll do is, well, we also need to go ahead and put the I put the shelving pins in it. And actually, what we do is if we move the slide out cabinet box over there and where the camera is, we can actually put those two cabinets right here and out of the way so we can still work on it.
I was just playing free like that and wear my number 7, so I'm very honored to wear number 7.
I'm honored to wear number 7.
Question for Tom.
Okay.
Could you talk about balance and the idea of wanting to still be a run-centric offense? Which seems to be a little bit more out of your than anticipated.
I think
They say what?
Dick won't have any trouble handing the ball off. So,
Was he with the New York Giants?
Yeah, he used to be. He originally started out with Jacksonville, then he was with the Giants, won 2 Super Bowls, and they decided he wasn't good enough, and they ended up
Of course he wasn't because of pass.
getting other idiots.
That's interesting.
Well, that's a big if Trayvon can stay healthy or not. The jury's out on that one.
Because if he was healthy, we would have won we would have beat the Rams.
We truly believe
is that
if he was healthy.
this
Maybe.
quarterback
No, because
gives us the best-
He almost he would have
Dave Campo. Oh wow.
You don't
Mark,
know-
we did something. Thank God we finally did something.
You didn't see that kick return?
Yeah, we had Sean Payton.
Well, you don't remember the kick return that Austin had?
Team did not give up on Coach Clapp. Well, what?
Remember that run that Austin had? If it's going to the pool, he would have probably got 6.
Probably would have.
If it was going was acting up, because he had daylight.
Well, if Austin gets Skip Bayless,
It's all about that groin.
why does everybody want that? No, you don't want people. Let Dez go.
Dez is gone. Dez Bryant moved on.
Oh well, damn. You know, well, Cowboys Crunk, let me know. I'll be here. I mean, that's not far away.
That's over right by LA Fitness.
What? The Gaylord?
Oh, no, I thought talking about Fort Belvoir.
No. He's going to be at the Gaylord in May. You know, just over the Woodrow Wilson Bridge.
Oh, yeah, that's not far.
Dez walked.
Yeah, Dez moved on.
But I mean, seriously, Dez and Dak just did not. It was like oil and water. They just no. I'm done with Dez.
No. My question is, why y'all still stuck on Dez when he moved on?
Right.
He moved on for Dallas Cowboys. He even had a press conference saying he moved on for that situation.
Well, I tell you what, Cowboys Crunk, if you do end up at Fort Belvoir, you know where you'll be on Sundays. Well, we definitely have a better wide receiving core now than we did last year. Definitely have that better.
Component of, especially when you have a new quarterback in the system, having
any of the real Skip Bayless is building. Any of the real Skip is in the building. How about them Cowboys? I don't think that's the real Skip Bayless. That's not the real Skip Bayless. Yeah, okay. If it is, shout out to Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless probably the burner.
Oh, but you know what?
Probably the burner.
I tell you what. What's funny is, did you know what they started doing on ESPN? ESPN had on Tuesday or Wednesday countdown clock. Countdown clock. I was like, wait a minute, wait. Have any of you guys seen them with a countdown clock before?
I don't watch much cable.
Okay, but honestly, I mean, maybe I'm being sensitive, but I swear I don't ever remember seeing them with a countdown clock before. Well, maybe it's Skip Bayless's burner account. But anyway, countdown clock. You know, I started that. They didn't steal the clock. I'm just saying. Maybe I'm sensitive to it now because I've had it in my man cave there. I did it last year. Actually, I did it on the screen with a countdown clock. But I decided to get a hard clock for there. But I was kind of like, I don't remember them having a countdown clock before. Did they? Okay. All right. Forgive me. I'm just asking. Why y'all so negative? I don't understand that either. We have so many Cowboy fans that if they had a voodoo doll and flip it out. They've talked about Jobu, though. They have talked about Jobu. Skip Bayless is not happy with the Cowboys right now. Yeah, well, Skip Bayless is. Yeah. Hillary loves Ha-Ha Clinton Dix. I'm not crazy about that one. Well, you know, it's funny because I got to be honest. There are some Cowboy fans that no matter what happens, it's the worst thing in the world. And it's just like, what is wrong with y'all? We made the playoffs. Oh, we didn't win the Super Bowl. But at least we made the playoffs, okay? Oh, we gave up too much for Austin. Okay, well, he's played good.
Austin?
I mean, excuse me, Cooper. He's played really good. That was a good trade. I'm sorry. I mean, no matter what happens, everything is the worst thing in the world. The Ravens about to introduce Thomas. Yeah. Yeah.
Too bad I get my hair cut. Because I want to get that clip.
Madden just updated.
Are you gonna did you record this on TV? Because I want to use this on YouTube.
Well, go turn.
Because I'm about to leave.
Well, go return. Well, put it on. I don't care about it. He's dead to me. Earl Thomas is dead to me.
Now, I believe that Earl is the closest safety.
Are you serious? Was ripped off from Big Fat's podcast. Okay. I don't know who that is. I never seen that.
He's picking it from the middle of the field.
Who is Dez? Shots fired.
You can see he's always around the field, striking and getting where he has to go. The key to this Baltimore defense is having that.
They're not real I don't know what they are, but they we could win the Super Bowl, and I think that they would still be mad that we didn't win it big enough.
Earl's gonna have his days, and that's okay. We've seen it. Like,
Okay, Skip Bayless, we'll believe you.
And you need that because people need to know that you care. And so Earl's gonna come in that building, and he's gonna challenge those guys.
If you shut up, Mimsy. If you go to my homepage here on this channel, you'll see the Teesprings site that's on there. And if you order one, use capital letters POWER, POWER 4, and you get a 20% discount. Tavon who? Tavon Austin. We re-signed him. Oh no, not Dante. He's dead to me. He's dead to me. Dead.
Yeah, but it's all about the dollar bills.
That's right. Well, and that's why he's dead to me. I'm done. I'm done.
That video, probably because I was retirement, it did 200,000 views.
Let's remember too.
Well, again, Earl Thomas. Who? Who? Read between the lines, Earl. Read between the lines.
I just can't wait to see him get out there in that purple and see how if they're going to still be the number one defense in football.
I don't care about him in the purple. What's the new Thomas? Well, let's hope so.
That's what people always saying.
Skip who? I love some of these comments. E.T. who? Draft Debo. Okay. Oh, poor thinking New York Giant fan. Earl Thomas, a bandwagon Cowboy fan. He went from one bird to another. Maybe that's what the problem was.
No, he wanted to get paid. It's not about being a fan of a team, it's about being that.
DeMarcus Ware I don't think DeMarcus Ware is coming out of retirement.
He already has a ring. What is he another one?
Don't take on the IRS.
I mean, nice one to get one with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, E.T.
They're experts in the
He should have phoned home.
a powerful IRS program.
But what did your buddy say?
Who?
Mario Davis is about to get that money.
Well, it's true. I like I said, I can't be mad. I can't be mad at him for that. But
The Dallas Cowboys weren't going to pay him with it, but he just got it.
Christian Covington is a defensive tackle, a 3 technique, drafted in 2015 in the 6th round by the Texans. 6'3", 300 pounds, 65 tackles, and 7.5 sacks. Not a full-time starter, a guy in the rotation. Definitely a guy who can help us. Will be part of our rotation here in Dallas. A good pickup. So the Cowboys are investigating. Well, I figured they would. The thing is, if he can play like that's like that. If you can get him on a dirt cheap contract, no problem. And if you can check out and see that foot is okay, that would be an incredible pickup. But again, he's only played 3 games over the last 2 years, so that's where you start looking and saying, are we getting just another Austin? But it could be. He stays healthy. Jesse, I didn't know that Jeff Heath led the league in missed tackles. Really? I have to look that up. Interesting. Another used car. Well, sometimes you gotta sometimes you gotta get another used car. I mean, you can't always get everybody to the draft. We've done well at filling out the team, but we're close enough that you gotta say, we need to fill these last little holes. Uncle Rico would be a better coordinator than more. Oh, come on, man. Come on, give the man a chance. People didn't think Sean McVay was going to do much coming from Washington.
Recent medical studies have shown that the use of talcum powder can cause ovarian cancer. If you or a loved one were diagnosed with ovarian cancer after using...
You want a safety so bad, let's start a GoFundMe. Damn. Well, all right. Well, guys, I'm going to take a break. We've been on here for an hour. Again, the news is we have re-signed Tavon Austin, and we have signed Covington from the Texans, 6'3", 300-pound defensive tackle. The Dallas Cowboys are, in fact, alive. So I'm gonna do some more investigating work. And Earl Thomas is about to come on, and I don't think you guys want to see me cry. I think you don't want to see me cry.
Oh, wow. That's something Denver Broncos fans.
Okay, good. It's not Earl Thomas.
So was the 70-yard bomb that knocked the Ravens out of the playoffs from Flacco to Jobu.
All right, guys. I'll see you.